What if I told you that everything you've been taught about success and confidence is a lie? What if I told you that real power doesn't come from chasing status, money, or validation from others, but from something ancient and unshakable, a philosophy that's over 2,000 years old? In today's world, everyone is scrambling for quick fixes, magic pills, or shortcuts to success. But the truth is simple and uncomfortable. The key to becoming a high-value man has always been within you, buried deep under layers of excuses, distractions, and fear. Stay with me until the end of this video, because today we're pulling no punches. If you're ready to hear the hard truth about what it takes to become a high-value man and achieve unbreakable confidence, then you're in the right place. Comment, "I'm ready" below if you're ready to watch this video till the end. Let's dive right in. Number 1. Embracing personal responsibility. One of the greatest misconceptions holding men back today is the idea that life is something that happens to them, not something they shape. You hear it every day. "It's not my fault, it's the system. I didn't grow up rich. The game is rigged." While there's some truth to the fact that life can be unfair, the biggest lie you've been sold is that you're powerless. The moment you accept that no one is coming to save you, your life will change. Society conditions men to be victims. You're taught that your failures are due to external circumstances, your upbringing, your boss, your partner. But here's the truth. The only person responsible for your life is you. Take a look around. How many men in your life are constantly complaining about their circumstances, their jobs, their relationships? How many of them have blamed someone else for their problems this week? The truth is, blaming others is easy. It's an escape route, but it keeps you weak and it keeps you stuck. High-value men don't make excuses. They understand that life isn't fair, but they refuse to let that stop them. They take full responsibility for where they are in life, and they make changes to get where they want to be. Starting today, stop blaming anyone else for your circumstances. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's because of the choices you've made up until now. The beauty of this mindset is that it's empowering. If you got yourself into this situation, you can get yourself out of it. Think about the areas of your life where you're struggling. Is it your career, your fitness, your finances? Now ask yourself, what can I do today to improve this situation? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Successful men take action every single day to improve their lives. If your job isn't paying you what you're worth, what are you doing about it? Are you learning new skills? Are you networking with people in higher-paying industries? Are you preparing yourself for a better opportunity? Or are you sitting around complaining that your boss doesn't appreciate you? You need to get out of the mindset that the world owes you something. It doesn't. The world is indifferent. If you want success, you have to take it. Think about your relationships. Are you blaming your partner for your unhappiness? Are you waiting for them to change, for them to make things better? The truth is, you can't change anyone else. You can only change yourself. If your relationship is toxic, it's your responsibility to fix it or leave. Sitting around hoping that things will magically get better is a waste of time. High-value men don't tolerate toxic situations. They take control of their relationships the same way they take control of their careers. They either make it work or they walk away. Here's the reality. The more responsibility you take for your life, the more control you'll have over it. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Stop blaming external circumstances. The only person who can change your life is you. Number 2, understanding emotional resilience. We live in a society that encourages men to be emotionally fragile. You're told to open up, be vulnerable, and express your feelings. Now, don't get me wrong, there's value in emotional intelligence, but the real power comes from emotional resilience. Being vulnerable has its place, But if you can't control your emotions, you're a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about mastering them. Men who are constantly overwhelmed by their emotions are easily manipulated. They make impulsive decisions, they react without thinking, and they let their feelings dictate their actions. Think about the most successful men in the world. Are they the ones who are constantly complaining about their feelings or lashing out in anger? No. They're the men who stay calm under pressure, who don't let their emotions cloud their judgment. Emotional resilience is what separates men who lead from men who follow. It's what allows you to keep moving forward when life gets hard. Life is going to throw obstacles at you. You're going to experience setbacks, failures, and betrayals. The question isn't whether or not these things will happen. The question is, how will you respond? Will you let these challenges break you, or will you use them as fuel to become stronger? Start building emotional resilience today. The next time you feel yourself getting angry, frustrated, or overwhelmed, take a step back. Pause. Don't react immediately. Emotions are powerful, but they're temporary. In the heat of the moment, it feels like your anger or frustration is the most important thing in the world. But give it a few minutes and you'll see it for what it is. Just another fleeting feeling. Practice emotional discipline. When someone disrespects you, don't lash out. When things don't go your way, don't throw a tantrum. Instead, ask yourself, what's the best way to handle this situation? Often, the best response is no response at all. By keeping your emotions in check, you gain control over the situation and over yourself. The more you practice this, the stronger your emotional resilience will become. Imagine you're at work and your boss unfairly criticizes you. Your initial reaction might be to defend yourself, to argue, or to get angry. But what if instead you remained calm? What if you took a deep breath, listened to what your boss had to say, and then responded thoughtfully? Not only would you maintain your composure, but you'd also earn the respect of those around you. Emotional resilience doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you a better leader. Emotional resilience is a skill that will set you apart in every area of your life, whether it's in business, relationships, or personal challenges. The men who can control their emotions are the men who rise to the top. Number 3, letting go of external validation. In today's world, most men are trapped in a constant cycle of seeking external validation. They live their lives for the approval of others. Whether it's chasing likes on Instagram, striving for compliments at work, or doing whatever it takes to be liked by women, these men are slaves to other people's opinions. The harsh truth is this: if you're constantly seeking validation from others, you'll never be truly confident. You'll never be free. The moment you stop caring about what other people think of you is the moment you take back your power. Here's the reality: most people don't care about you. They're too busy thinking about themselves. And those who do criticize you, they're often projecting their own insecurities. So why would you let their opinions dictate your life? The high-value man doesn't need the approval of others to feel good about himself. He knows his worth, and he doesn't rely on anyone else to validate it. Starting today, stop seeking external validation. It's time to take back control of your self-worth. Think about the areas of your life where you're still looking for approval. Is it at work? Are you constantly waiting for your boss to praise you before you feel like you've done a good job? Is it on social media? Are you posting pictures or updates just to get likes and comments? Or is it in your relationships? Are you bending over backward to make your partner happy, hoping they'll validate you? Here's what you need to do. Stop. Stop living for other people. Stop caring what they think. If you want to post something on social media, post it because it makes you happy, not because you're hoping for likes. If you want to pursue a career or a hobby, do it because it fulfills you, not because you're trying to impress others. And if you're in a relationship, stop seeking approval from your partner. Instead, focus on building a relationship based on mutual respect, where you're not constantly seeking their validation. Here's the kicker. The more you stop caring about external validation, the more respect you'll actually earn. People are naturally drawn to men who are confident in themselves, who don't need the approval of others to feel good about themselves. The high-value man lives by his own standards. He sets his own rules, and that's what makes him so attractive to others. He doesn't need them. Number 4. Focusing on what you can control. One of the biggest mistakes men make is wasting their time worrying about things they can't control. You see it all the time, men stressing about the economy, the government, or what other people are doing. But here's the thing, none of that is within your control. You can't control the stock market. You can't control your boss's mood. You can't control whether or not someone likes you. So why waste your energy on these things? The high-value man understands that his power comes from focusing on what he can control. He knows that by putting his energy into the things he can directly influence, his actions, his mindset, his habits, he can create the life he wants. Instead of worrying about external circumstances, he focuses on improving himself. Here's what you need to do. Make a list of everything in your life that's within your control. This could include your health, your skills, your attitude, your work ethic, and your relationships. Now, make a list of the things you've been stressing over that are outside your control, whether it's what other people think, political events, or random circumstances. Starting today, focus 100% of your energy on the first list. Every time you catch yourself worrying about something on the second list, stop. Remind yourself that it's pointless to stress over things you can't change. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve my situation? If you're worried about losing your job because of the economy, what's within your control? You can't control the economy, but you can control how valuable you are in the marketplace. Are you improving your skills? Are you networking with people in your industry? Are you making yourself indispensable? By focusing on what you can control, you shift from a victim mindset to an empowered one. The same principle applies to relationships. You can't control how someone else feels about you, but you can control how you present yourself, how you treat others, and how much effort you put into building a strong connection. If a relationship isn't working, focus on what you can do to improve it. If the other person still isn't responsive, you know you've done your part, and that's when it's time to walk away. Number 5. Building a success-oriented mindset. The truth about success that no one wants to talk about is that it's not about talent or luck, it's about mindset. Most men today are stuck in a cycle of instant gratification. They want the rewards without the work. They want success, but they don't want to put in the effort. But here's the harsh reality. Success doesn't come from short-term thinking. It comes from a long-term commitment to growth, to discipline, and to hard work. High-value men understand this. They're not chasing quick wins. They're playing the long game. They're willing to put in the work now, even if it means sacrificing immediate pleasure, because they know the rewards will come later. While most men are wasting their time on distractions, scrolling through social media, binge-watching Netflix, or partying, the high-value man is focused on building his empire, one brick at a time. Starting today, adopt a success-oriented mindset. Set long-term goals and break them down into daily habits. What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? Write it down. Now, what can you do today to move closer to that goal? The key to success isn't motivation, it's discipline. Motivation comes and goes. But discipline is what will keep you on track when you don't feel like doing the work. Let's say you want to build wealth. What's your plan? Are you saving money, investing, or learning about finance? If not, you're just dreaming. Success requires action. Want to get in shape? Write down a workout plan and commit to it. No excuses. The men who succeed in life are the ones who can delay gratification and stay disciplined, even when it's hard. Here's the truth. Most men will never achieve real success because they're too focused on the short term. They want instant results, and when they don't get them, they give up. But the high-value man understands that success is a marathon, not a sprint. He's willing to put in the work, day after day, knowing that the rewards will come in time. Number 6. The power of daily reflection. Most men go through life on autopilot. They wake up, go to work, come home, and repeat the same routine day after day without ever stopping to ask themselves, "Am I getting better?" This is why so many men feel stuck. They're not learning from their mistakes, and they're not growing. The high-value man understands the importance of daily reflection. He doesn't just go through the motions, he actively evaluates his progress. Every night, he reflects on what he did well, what he could improve, and what changes he needs to make. Reflection is what turns experience into wisdom. It allows you to learn from your mistakes, make adjustments, and continue improving. Without reflection, you're just drifting through life without a map. Starting tonight, make reflection a daily habit. Before you go to bed, take 5 minutes to think about your day. What did you do well? Where did you fall short? What can you improve tomorrow? Write it down. This simple practice will have a profound impact on your life. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns, things you need to stop doing, habits you need to break, and areas where you need to step up. Think about your career. Are you reflecting on how you're performing at work, or are you just showing up and going through the motions? If you're not getting the results you want, what changes can you make? Maybe you need to improve your communication skills, or maybe you need to start taking on more responsibility. The point is, you need to actively evaluate your performance if you want to grow. The same goes for your personal life. Are you reflecting on your relationships? Are you thinking about how you can be a better partner, friend, or father? The high-value man is constantly looking for ways to improve himself in every area of his life. Daily reflection is the tool that allows him to do that. Number 7. Embracing discomfort to build confidence. Confidence doesn't come from compliments or external validation. It comes from doing hard things. The more challenges you face, the more discomfort you embrace, the stronger and more confident you become. Most men today are soft because they avoid discomfort at all costs. They take the easy way out, whether it's skipping the gym, avoiding difficult conversations, or settling for a job they hate. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't built in comfort zones. It's built in the trenches. Every time you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. And that's where real confidence comes from. Not from other people telling you you're good enough, but from knowing deep down that you've earned it. Starting today, embrace discomfort. Pick one thing every day that makes you uncomfortable and do it. Whether it's waking up an hour earlier, taking cold showers, or pushing yourself harder in the gym, make discomfort a part of your daily routine. The more you embrace discomfort, the more resilient you'll become. Let's say you're terrified of public speaking. Instead of avoiding it, start putting yourself in situations where you have to speak in front of others. The more you do it, the less scary it will become. And eventually, you'll build the confidence that comes from knowing you can handle it. This principle applies to every area of your life. The more you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, the more confident you'll become. The high-value man isn't afraid of discomfort. He seeks it out. He knows that it's the key to growth. Number 8. Using negative visualization. Most men are afraid of failure. They're afraid of rejection, of making mistakes, of looking stupid. But here's the thing, failure is inevitable. You're going to fail at some point in your life, probably many times. The key is how you handle it. Stoicism teaches us to use negative visualization to prepare for failure. By imagining the worst-case scenario, you strip it of its power. You realize that even if the worst happens, you'll survive. And once you've faced that fear, it no longer has control over you. Think about it. What if you lost your job tomorrow? What if your business failed? What if your relationship ended? By imagining these scenarios, you're not being pessimistic. You're being realistic. You're preparing yourself mentally for the challenges you'll inevitably face. And when those challenges come, you'll be ready. Take 5 minutes every morning to practice negative visualization. Think about the worst-case scenario in your life, whether it's losing your job, failing in business, or getting rejected. Now imagine yourself going through it and coming out stronger on the other side. The more you confront these fears, the less power they'll have over you. Let's say you're afraid of starting your own business because you're afraid it will fail. Instead of avoiding that fear, imagine what would happen if it did fail. Would it be the end of the world? No. You'd pick yourself up, learn from the experience, and try again. By confronting the worst-case scenario, you take away its ability to paralyze you. The high-value man isn't afraid of failure. He embraces it. He knows that failure is part of the process, and he's prepared for it. Negative visualization is the tool that allows him to do that. Number 9. Self-discipline and achieving goals. Most men lack self-discipline, and that's why they'll never achieve their goals. They want the rewards, but they're not willing to put in the work. They want the results, but they don't want the grind. But here's the harsh reality. Without self-discipline, you'll never achieve anything meaningful in life. You can have all the talent, all the intelligence, and all the resources in the world, but if you can't stay consistent, you'll fail. Self-discipline is the foundation of success. It's what allows you to keep going when motivation runs out. It's what separates the men who achieve their goals from the ones who give up halfway. The high-value man understands this. He knows that success isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when he doesn't feel like it. Starting today, make self-discipline a priority in your life. Write down your top 3 goals for the next year. Now, break those goals down into daily habits. What do you need to do every day to achieve those goals? If you want to get in shape, commit to working out every day, even when you don't feel like it. If you want to build wealth, commit to learning something new about investing every day, even when it's boring. Here's the truth. Most men give up on their goals because they're waiting for motivation. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is consistent. It's what will keep you on track, even when you're tired, frustrated, or bored. The high-value man doesn't rely on motivation to achieve his goals. He relies on discipline, and that's what makes him unstoppable. Number 10. Living by your values. Most men today are lost because they don't know what they stand for. They're drifting through life without a sense of purpose, without a code to live by. They follow trends, they conform to societal expectations, and they do what's popular instead of what's right. But here's the thing, if you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything. The high-value man lives by a set of values. He knows what he believes in, and he doesn't compromise his integrity for anyone. Living by your values isn't always easy. It often means going against the grain, standing up for what you believe in, and making tough decisions. but it's the only way to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. When you live by your values, you're no longer a slave to other people's opinions. You don't need their approval because you respect yourself. Take some time today to write down your core values. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? What principles guide your decisions? Now, look at your life. Are you living in alignment with those values? If not, it's time to make some changes. Let's say one of your core values is honesty. Are you being honest in your relationships? Are you being honest with yourself? Or are you compromising your integrity to keep the peace or to avoid conflict? Living by your values means being true to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. The high-value man lives by his values, not by societal norms or trends. He's willing to make tough decisions, to stand alone if necessary, because he knows that living with integrity is the only way to achieve true fulfillment. Becoming a high-value man isn't about quick wins, shortcuts, or chasing external validation. It's about mastering yourself, your emotions, your mindset, your actions. It's about taking full responsibility for your life, building discipline, embracing discomfort, and living by your values. The world doesn't want you to be this kind of man. It wants you to be weak, to fit in, to stay average. But if you're watching this, you're not average. You have the potential to rise above, to become a man of strength, confidence, and purpose. If this video gave you value, don't forget to subscribe or, even better, join our channel membership. Your support helps us continue to create content that reaches men like you, men who are ready to take control of their lives and become the best versions of themselves. And if you've made it this far, comment below. I'm ready to take control. Let's build a community of men who refuse to settle for mediocrity.